So thank you, Mark. And I'm not as prepared as Mark. I have to write my things down. Anyone who knows me, my schedule is a little crazy. So good evening. As Mark said, my name is Lori Trueheart. I am on the board of directors for the Melo Runway Project Indigo Justice. Tina and I met 4 or 5 maybe years ago. So, okay. So as a former social worker and deputy sheriff for the Bristol County Sheriff's Department and a certified blood analyzer for Bristol County, as well as for the FBI, you can imagine that I've seen a lot of bad in the world. However, through the love of the world of fashion design, modeling, and dance, especially with my girls, I've seen more good in the world than bad. And Tina and I path crossed, and it has been a whirlwind of a roller coaster since then. So there's more to Tina Melo than just fashion design, and more than the Indigo Justice Project. There are a reason our paths intertwined. I am a mom to 3 beautiful daughters, 2 of them in the show, one sitting here, my awesome husband who puts up with all my craziness. And, okay, sorry. I spend every day with them. Tina, as many of you may know, is a mom to 2 awesome, handsome sons whom she hasn't laid eyes on for the past 12 years. 12 years, long time. Not because she doesn't want to, but because she can't. She is part of the Mothers of the Lost Children, and Tina's is a true story of sleeping with the enemy. She escaped a controlled marriage, but with a high price. After coming back over to here, her 2 young boys were taken by their father back to Europe, and it's been 12 years since she's seen them. Every attempt until recently has been shut down to have any kind of communications with them. An estimated 460,000 children are reported missing in the U.S. alone every year. That's 460,000, let alone the fact that 1 is too many. That is why I proudly sit on the board for the Melo Project, and we are a state and federal nonprofit, and you can look that up anytime. And I continue to support Tina in her efforts on providing a safe haven for all who want to be part of the world of fashion and the arts to make it come together. My girls and my students are in the show today, and I first put them in as I believe just to be a fun fashion show. I found myself as part of a new crusade in which I hope all of you to choose to join us on, to stop child abuse, child trafficking, and bring to light that this is truly many people's living nightmare. Let's start by coming together to watch the incredible show right before us and see a collection that came to life by the future of tomorrow, led by the warrior herself, Tina Melo, the Melo Project Runway, and the Indigo Justice Project. Thank you.
Actually, Lori made me cry out there. Come here. I'm not doing this alone. I promised I wouldn't cry, but I burst out crying. Sorry, everybody. That was so beautiful, don't you think? Well, anyways, I am not just here alone with my story. I'm here with a very good friend of mine who we met back in 2013 at DC when we tried to go to the FBI to report these international child abduction cases. Apparently, my friend here, my cousin, has driven 3 days just to get here for this event, and this is major. I mean, my cousin has been in hiding for 4 years now, and this is much bigger than you think. This has got to do with bloodline situations, and I have not seen her since 2014, and she has not even gone to a restaurant, or maybe 3 times in 5 years. She has to live in hiding, and she is here. This is major. For this event to have been done for this raising, she begged her way out of being hidden, and this is her bodyguard. She does not go anywhere without a bodyguard. So do you understand? This is big. We have people coming from all over. She drove 3 days to get here, through rainstorms and everything. And I promised I wouldn't cry. So anyways, this is a big deal. I started teaching children fashion design. It was a calling. It wasn't something that I left the fashion industry in 2000. I retired. I had my career. I worked for Ralph Lauren, Victoria's Secrets. I was a designer in New York. I made it already. But for me to teach children, it was a mission for me to heal myself and to save every child in the way of empowering them through fashion. Trust me, nobody from my background comes out and starts teaching fashion to 5 years old and up, pattern making skills. They don't. I'm the only one in the world that does it. So, Cuz, I'd like you to speak since this is also your debut.
Okay, thank you. I'm very pleased to be here, and it's an honor. It's an honor to be here with you, Tina. I'm also here as a victim as well. I have a child that's been internationally trafficked and kidnapped. His name is Jonah. He's been missing for 6 years, and he was taken through government-sponsored kidnapping. So we have people in our governments around the world that are involved in this, and we are still looking for him, but I also am a victim who've been taken, kidnapped, and trafficked by the same people that took my child. So I'm here. This is my first step in. This is a big moment. It's big. This is a lot of. It's a lot of guts for me to stand in front of all of you because I'm scared actually to be here today too because I'm still not free from this. I'm still hunted by this, by the people that have wanted to silence me for fighting for my child, and also for being a whistleblower, and also for deciding to not quit. And that's what this is all about. This is about not quitting. This is about fighting for not just my son and my child and for Tina's boys, but for every last child that's gone through this. This is really, really, let's stand for these children. That's what this is about. That we come together in unity and we be bigger and we be stronger than the people that have done this, the people that have come together that we're fighting against. We can stand together and we can make a difference and we can do it courageously. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so everyone, we're going to start the show, and I will pause in between because apparently we were supposed to be dressing on the second floor, and as you know, these are little kids, and they have to go probably 120 steps back to their dressing room, quickly back. So I hope everyone here gives them a little patience. All right, so in between songs, we may just need to pause a little bit just to give them time. But they have tremendously, I feel like I'm so blessed because the people that are sitting in this room right now and participating and letting their kids be either my students or even volunteer their kids to model our Indigo Justice Collection, which of course this came about when someone called me and said, Tina, we are putting together a show in 2014 and say, but we want talent from all areas of the arts. We want it in dancing, music, singing, but we have no one in fashion. So could those children create something that raise awareness against child abuse or child trafficking? And I said, are you kidding? They had no idea that this was something that I was already in doing. And I said, absolutely. So every one of my students, apparently along the way, they create one piece that goes into the Indigo Justice Collection. So as you can see in your programs, you will see the designers. I mean, every single one I've ever had in the past always created something that gets, as one piece at a time, this collection grows. So I want to thank all of you. I feel very blessed to all of you here. And I know you're all here to see your children, or you're here following me on Facebook. By the way, it just keeps increasing. The more of a whistleblower I am on Facebook, the more followers I'm getting. They're more interested in that than they are the kids designing clothes. So anyways, we're going to start a show. I want to thank you all very much. And this is a very big moment. No one's ever done anything this big. And no one's ever put it together a show that combines all the talents of the youth. And every single one of them have families that support them, empower them. And what we're doing here is major. No one's ever done this in the world. We're combining dancing, music, singing all together. And I hope you enjoy the show, and thank you very much for coming.